Election coverage continues from KSOO back to the district and Republican headquarters with Jeff Harkness and Todd Epp.
Good evening, Rick. Back at the district, Jeff and Todd here, and joined by Shantel Krebs, veteran of the South Dakota legislature and Republican candidate tonight for Secretary of State. You've run in a lot of elections before, different office this time. Does it feel the same, or is there something different about this one?
You know, Jeff, it really is the same strategy, just on a larger level or a greater level of miles. And the true best part about this whole race, being a statewide candidate, is meeting the folks. When you say, South Dakota is made up of great folks, they really are. And so it's been fun to listen to folks in Lemon tell me their thoughts and concerns. It's been fun to listen to folks down to Lennox, and that's crisscrossing the state. So, but the bottom line, I think, out of all of this is that you just realize there's a lot of great people in South Dakota.
So, Shantel, this is what, your fifth, sixth election?
This will be my seventh election.
Seventh election.
Yep, five races in legislative and then a primary in a legislative race.
And before that, you'd been in Miss South Dakota pageants. No pressure there. So how do you handle the nerves for a night like this?
I guess it's all about preparation. Right now it's exciting and it's all about the thrill of the moment. But truly for me, it's about planning and preparation and working hard. When I made that commitment over a year ago, I committed to the voters of South Dakota that I'm going to bring fairness and integrity to that office. I had my goals laid out with pledging of the sacred ballots to military vote expansion, all the way to just plain good old customer service to our taxpayers. And that's what I'm going to continue to work upon. And I guess it's about preparation, and then preparation hopefully pays off.
So why Secretary of State, Shantel? What was appealing to you about this office and made you want to run for this particular office?
Jeff, it's one of those offices that combines my passion for public service and my patriotism. Again, America's a republic, voting's a privilege, and I want to keep that ballot sacred. But it also combines my entrepreneurial background. Having owned two businesses, I feel I have a good fit to be able to expand the number of corporate filings in South Dakota as in terms of business development within the SOS office.
So, you're one of the rising stars of the party. You have been. Now it's probably going to be confirmed in a couple of hours. Have you thought beyond what you might do after being Secretary of State? That is, if you win.
Oh, Todd, that's the question
I
today.
have to ask.
And you always have to say you want to focus on the job at hand. But I truly mean that. However, I realize that there's a lot of duties that we have ahead of us with the Secretary of State, and I take that very seriously. And I pledge that no one will outwork me. But I also remember, and this is my pledge to everyone, is that the taxpayer will always be my boss.
And it could be you 2 years from now having to rearrange when results are released because of polls opening late. And
yes.
We've had reports, of course, of the things in Shannon County today with things getting started late. We had reports of polling being closed for 22 minutes over on the east side of Sioux Falls today because a fire alarm was pulled. And so there's all these logistical things. You could be on the other end of it 2 years from now.
I've already thought about that, and I was already thinking strategically what I would have and how I would have handled those situations. And I respect Secretary Gant and his decision on the polls staying later and open later for the Shannon County voters. So I respect that, and I guess that's the part of the process that's exciting. When I walked into my poll today, you could just feel the excitement, and I'm so glad to see that Americans and citizens truly think of it as almost a holiday to some respect.
All right, well, thank you very much. That's Shantel Krebs, the Republican Secretary of State candidate. I think she's never going to say I've won, but all indications are it's looking pretty good. So we'll probably be hearing from you again later this evening, Shantel. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff and Todd. I'm really glad to be a part of it.
Thanks, Shantel. Good luck.
And back to you, Dan and Rick.